And we are back. What is going on, people? Happy Tuesday. Summer is upon us. Your boy is making some changes to the old car. And by that, I mean I'm fixing things that have broke. I got a back area at the house here, and I tried to do a U-turn where the garage is, and I smashed my side mirror. Long story short, I ended up having to go to the wreckers. This is pretty much the car I got right here. Oh, wait. This is clean as hell, this version. I like that they got these Audi wheels on it right there, just living nice. Look at that. Some nice wheels. Center cap is off on that back one. But, actually, no, it's not. Yeah, I hit it. I smashed the side mirror, and then I tried to go to the wreckers and get one. I paid for the Mystic Blue one, and then when I showed up, they're like, yeah, they say they're open Saturday, and then I go, and of course, they're like, yo, we're not, Saturday, we're off. You could tell, like, the boss took some time off, and they just messaged all the people that had orders for pickup, just being like, hey, we're closed on that day, by the way. We're going to leave all your shit in this Dropbox. You know? It was like, when you go into a business and they go, it's a piece of paper that says cash only, you're like, you're the nephew of the person that runs this or the owner of this, and you're just trying to pocket some cash, you little fuck. That's little operations that I thought of back in the day, but I never worked such illegitimate operations, always like fast food or whatnot. But anyways, they set aside the black side mirror of the black version of this. So now I got that in the car. So now my car is very distinct, I would think, you know? It's one of one, very unique. There's something nice about working on these MK4 cars. Some guy hit me up in the DM, and they put it up in a great way where they were like, getting an old GTI forced them to overcome their fear of working on the car themselves, which is exactly what happened to me. Like when you buy a car for $2,000 and they're saying this fix is $800, it just doesn't make any sense. So you're like, oh, God, I got to take the stab at it. And then the first couple times you actually do something and they work, what a rush. Holy shit. But then sooner or later you're going to do something that you actually fuck shit up, as I did. And even though it was a big win, we've like fixed the front end. Let's see, front end intercooler 2011 VW TDI Golf. I don't even know if I'm writing this shit right. But we switched this whole thing out. And then, yeah, right here, we switched this bad boy out. I mean, obviously, this is a Golf R, but it's a big job. You got to take off the bumper. You got to take off, like, front bracings, headlights. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, the headlights had to come off. And finally, we switched it. And when we did, it fully worked. Like, it was such a rush. Like, to think, holy shit, we actually did this. Like, what the fuck? But then we kind of put back the AC lines a little too close to like the serpentine belt or something. Anyways, it ended up eating through the AC line, which turns out was eating a more expensive job than this to begin with. But you know what? The car can't be driven with constantly leaking coolant, but the car can be driven with no AC. So at the end of the day, we still came out net positive. But yeah, the point is they're right, man. When you can just work on your car, that's the thing that's holding me back from getting a new car, because I learned that shit from back in the day when I had the 2014 435. Now this is the car that, like, this exact car, I pretty much graduated university, went to Michigan, went into BMW with a 2001 Nissan Sentra, parked it around the corner. I was smart. I knew I wouldn't have any leverage. In the end of the day, I had no leverage one way or another, but I had no leverage at the time because I'm like, yo, if they're going to see me coming out of this piece of shit car, they're going to be like, oh, this guy's blah, 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 blah. In the end of the day, like I said, I still remember at one point he was trying to sell me and I thought I was making him, calming him down. And I'm like, look, at the end of the day, I'm buying a car, so work with me here. And then now looking back, keep in mind, this was literally 10 or 11 years ago. I'm like, oh, what a fucking idiot. What a dummy. To be like, look, I'm buying a car, so please just work with me here. Offer me nothing because I've already told you I'm committed to this purchase. I didn't go to another BMW dealership. I didn't be like, hey, man, I'll freaking go into an S5 Audi right now, or, you know, A5 S trim, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Nope. I'm like, yeah, I'm buying a car, man, so please help me negotiate. I'm buying a car. Give me the best deal. I remember these guys were such snakes at this BMW dealership too, which now I believe is I don't think it's even a BMW Rochester Hills, Michigan. Let's see. BMW Rochester Hills. Nope, it's still there. 4.5. Let's see the top reviews. Truly an amazing experience. I bought my first BMW. Zach was the salesperson. They have rebates. And one of them was like, he's like, okay, you're qualified for $500 rebate. And I grabbed the piece of paper, like the paper had a list. And one of them was like, first time car buyer, $1,700. And I'm like, I qualify for this too. He's like, oh, like he didn't even expect me to actually take the paper. Oh, let me go confirm. And then he goes and you know these guys, you know what I mean? Now my friends are actually in the sales world. Mr. fucking sales guy, you know? They're not actually talking to anybody. A lot of times you think they're talking to the sales manager, but they're really not. They just step out of the room and they're like, oh, I got to talk to my guy. And then they come in and they're literally like, it was like a movie. It goes, good news. We can blah, blah, blah. And I ended up getting the 435. They were real mad too because I didn't want to get it. I wanted a manual, so I built it in the end of the day. But they're like, yeah, but then you're going to have to wait months for that. You realize? And I'm like, yeah, I want a manual. I don't want an fucking automatic. Screw off. It's funny how they will turn the guys at the dealership, especially when you're young. Oh my God. They could tell I'm stupid too. Because I came into America, if you want to go to BMW and get a car and you just arrived in the States and you do not have previous credit history, they had a program at the time. Keep in mind, this was 2014, so 10 years ago. And they had a program saying, like, if you make 60 grand, then we will, like, BMW financing will essentially overlook your lack of credit history and, you know, give you some decent rate, whatever. I happened to be making 65 grand at the time. And I remember I came in with this paper from HR and I felt like proud. Like, look, I make over. But it's like the car was worth 60 or 70 at the time. Like, this dumbass is coming, making 65, leasing this car. Like, I was in over my head with this car, man. But I loved it, man. BMW, I gotta say, especially as an immigrant, you expect to be screwed over at every corner. So look at this. What? It goes for $108,000. Who the fuck? But you can get into a 4 Series for 70. Yeah, $108,000. Oh, I'm probably talking about the M4. You always expect people to screw you over. So when I was the whole 3 years that I was at BMW, like dealing with BMW service, they never did. There was one feature on this car that never really worked. On the 435, if you take, let's see, BMW rear trunk sensor. If you're supposed to be, hands-free trunk release problem. Hilarious on the Beamer forums. Is anyone else having problems getting the hands-free to work, or is it just me having had a problem? It seems it's a bit of hit and miss. Is there a technique? I also find it difficult at first. You're supposed to be able to stand in the back of the car, swing your foot underneath the rear bumper, and then that's supposed to open up the trunk. The idea is you have groceries in your hand and you do that. It never worked. Ever. Like, it never worked. I went in, and this is a feature I never really used. Halfway into the lease, I was a little mad. Like, oh, I'm paying fucking whatever, 8 something for that a month. I was so overextended on that. So stupid. And I go in, and then they're like, oh, it's a module, needs replacement. They replaced the module, or they claim they did, and then nothing. And it still doesn't really work. And then I'm like, whatever. At least they replaced the module, air quotes for those of you only listening to audio. But I will admit that they did everything. Like every oil change, every scheduled maintenance, everything. I never paid anything. The only time I ever paid at BMW for the whole 3-year lease was, I was living around the Detroit area. Let's see these freaking Detroit potholes. Freaking makes you think you're in Baghdad or some shit. Like, ooh. Actually, these pictures aren't rough. This is perfect. Oh my God, I thought this was AI or something. After a car got stuck in a massive pothole in Hamilton, photos of it. That is fucking hilarious. Oh my God. That if you are only listening on audio, it's as if it's like a Gaza level hole in How does a pothole get that big? I don't understand. Like, it's an Accord, or is this a Civic? Is it a Civic or an Accord here? It's curved in the back, which makes it look like an Accord. Anyways, it's like 3 feet in. The whole front right end is in. Like, and it's right near houses. Like, as you back out of your driveway, you could hit. How could this get to this level? It doesn't even make sense. But I believe it. I smashed one that was a quarter of this. You know, when you have a new car and you smash a pothole, every light, dude, it was like Christmas. Every light on my dash came up. I knew it was bad. The second it hit, it was like, I forget it was the M85 or whatever it is going on to the I-75. Oh, banking. I'm ripping with 2 of my buddies in. We're doing whatever. And as soon as we hit it, we come down with high speed, you know what I mean? High force downward. As soon as it leveled out from like a decline to straight, there was a pothole that my front right went in. Broke the tire immediately, bent the rim. Every light came on. And it's all-wheel drive too. So we had to get a flatbed for it to take it. And the kid that came with the flatbed, funny enough, goes like, we passed the pothole test. We are in a ditch in the middle of the street level. That is fucking crazy. This kid that came with the flatbed, he couldn't even drive manual. So he's like, oh man, you're gonna have to. So now I have a broken wheel in the front, and the flatbed has this crazy like Jeep Wrangler style marketing incline, and I have to drive. He's like, I reckon. I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, we have no choice. You can't. You got a flatbed and all-wheel drive. So yeah, we ended up driving it up there, taking it to BMW. That ended up running me $1,200. One wheel, one tire, and an alignment. $1,200. Thank you very much, Rochester BMW. You ended up getting money out of me at the end of the day. But I still remember in the sale, and this is my big regret, they were pushing wheel and tire insurance. They always push wheel and tire insurance. And I think it was $7.99 or something. They're like, hey, you know, it's only an extra $14 a month, or however they broke it down into the payments. And I was like, nah, because the way these sales guys, you come to an agreement with the sales guy, and then they take you into the finance manager's office. This guy's the greasiest guy, lives 100% on commission. I don't think he has a base salary at all. So it's like fucking dog-eat-dog world inside that office. He was so nice when I came in. I actually did a video about this a couple months ago that popped because I guess people related with it. He was so nice when I came in. And then by the end of the conversation, 10, 15 minutes, you know, he offered rust proofing, some additional something insurance, I forget, and this freaking the wheel tire insurance, which I should have got. I said no to all of it. And he was just like, he literally threw like the thing that I need to sign. He threw it. He threw it on the freaking table. It was so aggressive. Like I thought someone was going to come and hold me and just start punching my gut. Look at this. This is the hierarchy of a car dealership. Managing director at the top, head of department, service department, sales, accounting. So sales department would have that finance manager in there. Or that would be in the accounting department. Either way, watch out for the finance manager when you come to. Just know that when you agreed with the sales guy, it ain't over yet. You know? It's like fucking Mario, and you haven't hit Bowser yet. Bowser is when you drive out of there in one go, and it's going to be a while. A lot of people are going to try to get to you. But we learned a lot. And I don't want to rush back into these nice cars because you kind of feel like you're at the mercy of the dealership. You don't really want to go to the budget inside mechanics because you don't really trust what they're going to do, especially if the car, you know, it's a valuable car. I did a post a while ago saying I have no therapist but 3 mechanics. And that's very true. You know, there's like the big job mechanic. There's the, bargain mechanic. There's like the big job mechanic that, you know, if you need a clutch, he's not even a transmissions guy. He's just fucking knows. He's a jack of all trades in the edge of the city in some cheap rental place. Bargain mechanic is a card. That's hilarious. Bargain mechanic. Is that a website? Bargain mechanic? These are cards. What is this? Card Kingdom. Beseech the Mirror. Thunder's debut. What the fuck? Is this Magic the Gathering or something? Or Dungeons and Dragons? I typed in bargain mechanic and some next shit's coming up. But for now, I'm going to keep it as is. I'm going to rock this thing. People think I'm like, yo, you're doing it. I'm like, no, man. I just want to be able to fix my shit. I also got an AC compressor from that Wreckers. So now that's a job you can't really do yourself because they got to flush out the freaking refrigerant, switch it up, and recharge it. So I'm like, might as well let the mechanic do that and double up with an oil change. Get in and out. Why not? It's a good car, man. The MK4, there's ones online. They go to freaking 1,000,000 kilometers. That'd be some next shit. I want to be out of mine way before that. Make no mistake. But still, that's a huge freaking milestone. 1 million. You don't really see that in this side of the world. I feel like in Europe, with all the diesels, that'd be a lot more popular. BMW M5 Touring revealed. We scooped 2025's red hot. I put up a thing saying RS6 or M5, and the people went crazy. In the end, out of like hundreds of responses, RS6 wins, you know? And I'll say this. I've always respected BMWs. You know, like I said, as soon as I got money, the first thing I got was a BMW. But the F10 M5, which, let's say, around 2018, 2017, my buddy's brother had the F10 M5. And this is with the V10. Actually, no, this is twin turbo V8. I'm pretty sure engine is a... Where are we at here? M5 of 12. I'm trying to count cylinders, but it's got so much covering on it. I can't tell what's what. But I'm pretty sure they weren't V10s anymore. Engine. Yeah, twin turbo V8. Yeah. This thing, I bring all this up just to say, this was the first time that I had been in a sedan that truly shocked me. This is in my mind is how supercars would perform. Is the M5 F10 at the time. Like the idea that you could put car seats in the back and have children in there is just insane. Like it has an M1 and an M2 button, and when you go M2, it like deactivates fucking all hell. Let's see here. Oh my God, I love a BMW steering wheel. That's too much zoom. Okay, so this is M1. Okay, why are you zooming in so much? God, this pisses me off. M1 is like, I think they're pre-programmed. So M1 is like, okay, throttle response goes up. We give you access to all 550 horsepower, whatever it is. And then M2 is like, we deactivate electronic stability control. Essentially, M2 is for going sideways, or if you're trying to get some insurance freaking claim going, because danger is afoot with M2. Like this thing, oh my God, I still remember being just shocked by the speed. I remember we were driving to Grand Bend. It was 4 dudes in the car. Because we fucking ride like that. Just the boys, full boys. The other day I was at a light and I saw 4 Punjabi guys in a Civic. It was like Saturday night or something. And I was like, it almost brought a tear to my eye. That 10 years of my life, probably as soon as we had freaking, not 10 years, like 5 years, as soon as we got licenses, was just boys in the car cruising. I remember we were going to, Grand Bend. 270 kilometers an hour, 4 people in the car. I'm not driving. My buddy's driving. Bending. We're also like doing bends. 270 kilometers an hour. 270. Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, huh? Like, we're not just going straight. That's the crazy part. Like, we're like shifting. And I was just like, what the fuck? This car is insane. This car... But here's the thing about the RS6. It's a lot more fine-tuned. It's a lot more, I think, practical for everyday use. You know, you got the wagon. And M5 is just a beast. It's loud, too. I actually brought up some audio here. Let's see. This is an older. I think this is an F10. I don't know what that thing is. Okay. Relax, Playboy. Let's see. Rip it, son. What's the deal? Give it. Oh, yeah. Slowest launch of life. Is that even a launch? There we go. See that? See that? That's some M2 shit right there. Look at that. Still trying to get traction. Okay, where's the RS? Where's the RS6? Here we go. Ooh. Here we go. Here we go. That's that all-wheel drive. Puts it down to the ground way better. Oh, next to the 911. I say all this to say, I'm going to get one of these cars. Yo, I cannot wait to just be able to actually walk into a dealership, especially Porsche. Porsche is like the one that you can't. Porsche is some members only. Porsche 9111. That's the ultimate exclusivity. Porsche dealership. Porsche dealerships are on some next level Illuminati shit now. Like, from what I understand, you know, being on the outside looking in, God, I hate how the internet, everything now is like, yes, accept them. And then Jessica, I'm not going to talk to you shit. You got to be invited. Porsche is now like Ferrari, from what I understand. Like, you can't just you got to get a low end Porsche. If you have dreams of getting a 911, like, I guess you got to get a Boxster or you get a Cayman. And if you want a GT3, like 911, like, yo, you can't just hop into any of these anymore. You have to really kiss ass and they call it, and these are obviously, we're talking new here. They call it like a production slot or whatever. I know BMW had these to a much larger degree. What the fuck? They're that expensive now? What? 2024 911 Turbo S convertible, $355,000. Yo, estimated monthly payment, $6,000. Keep in mind we're talking Canadian here, so this is $30 for you Americans out there, you lucky fucks. At imagine putting this at 8.9% interest with 35,000. Hey, give us 35,000 down. We want to here at Porsche. We want to make things affordable for the the family man. We'll say so. Just put 35,000 down. We're gonna hook you up. We're gonna give you 9% APR. And that will get your payments down to a nice $6,100 a month. This is for a 42-month lease contract. What? I thought this was a finance. 35,000 down. Imagine putting 35 grand down and then leasing. What? Who's justifying this? Yo, Porsches are way more expensive than I thought. A 911 Carrera 4S is 220 grand now? What the fuck happened? I thought these were all like 150 grand. And 2022 GT3 with 4,000 kilometers on it, which for, like, let's say we're talking Accord. If you do the adjustment for an Accord, that's like probably 30,000 kilometers on it. So it's still new, but it's driven. It's properly driven and broken in. That's 300 grand. What? I don't know what's happening in the world. I used to go on to these websites and build these things all the time, and they literally fully doubled in price. Yo, you could start building a freaking 911 Carrera back in the day for like 98,000. Like, obviously, I'm looking at built ones here. If you go on the website, and Porsche is going to start building a lot. But from what I understand, even if you got the money for these, they don't even let you get in. You know, they know it's such a status symbol, and people, they're so sought after, especially ever since COVID. The whole used car market and car market's just wild. So now, by the time I can actually get a Porsche, I think they're going to be $500,000. Porsches are fully supercars now, like price-wise. It used to be like the smart man supercar is a 911 Turbo. Excuse me, your boy's hitting this iced tea going nonstop. That's what it used to be. It used to be like, don't get a Ferrari. You're a smart investor that knows the value of a dollar. Go ahead and get a 911 Turbo. 240 grand. Now it's fucking 400 grand. Wow. That is insane. The world is crazy. The prices are just getting wilder and wilder, and they're not connected to anything. But I'm excited for this, though. The M5 Touring is coming to Canada next year. Actually, probably this fall if it's 2025. We need more wagons. I've been saying this, and we need more diesel variants. Hey, for those of you in automotive marketing that's deciding what variants the North American market gets, hook us up with some more diesels. I think people have already shown that they're way more into diesel now that these prices are the way they are. And, you know, electricity is obviously getting a big push with the I-Series. Everybody's got some next level, a whole electric line now. But for the gas, the petrol people, get the diesel in there, please. It's just that diesel, that torque drive is so nice, man. God, I don't know what it is. Ever since I started doing these car marketing videos, which are really hitting, man. It's funny. I do like a bunch, and then some hit and some don't. But the ones that have hit have really hit, and people are really sharing them like crazy and fucking with them, you know? For who would have thought that paying attention to cars and loving cars would have paid off in some weird content type of way? Look at this shit. Okay, that's a regular one. I like how I'm looking at the camouflage new M5, the way they put that, like, those lines on there so you can't see, computer can't like render the lines on it. And it works great, man. I feel like I'm getting an aneurysm just watching this. But it seems like a lot of people are more Audi related. They do not like the new M5. And I'm relaying what the people are saying. People are probably watching this like, I don't even give a fuck about cars, bro. I'm in the zone, man. Let me live my best fucking life. Shit. Audi. Look at these. Audi knows how to do a better interior, though. I will tell you that. I saw one interior that was brown. Like, first of all, you get the wagon. Oh, like, what? Oh, sexy. BMW keeps it very conservative. But look at this. That's a 20. RS4. Okay, relax. Jesus Christ, that was like uncut jumps, man. I got fucking...
RS6 Avant borrows Audi's latest version of the virtual cockpit.
Every video now has this guy's voice.
An MMI
that includes...
interface and a head-up display.
It's like there's no accent, but there kind of is a little bit of an accent. I don't know if that's AI generated or what it is. Oh my God, look at this. Oh yeah. You guys watching? For those of you watching, feel that? Feel your wiener moving? You gotta love when you go to a dealership, the amount of lights that they have in the ceiling and like 1,000 pot lights. So the car never looks like this once it leaves the showroom. The wax budget. Oh, absurd. Look at the sexiness. Let's see the inside. Come on, baby. Don't hold back. Ooh. Wow. Is those electronic adjustment? My God. I'm not going to lie. This head pad part is pretty basic. You would want it to at least say RS or something on there, huh? Either way, much nicer interior than the M5, I got to say. Which we, just for comparison's sake, M5 interior. Yeah. Not bad. I'm not going to lie. Actually, not bad. I like the steering wheel more, I think, though, in the M5, though. Ooh. For those of you right now listening in an M5, be happy. Rip it from me right now, please. You like that, huh? Oh, I'm into cars these days. I'm deep into this car shit right now. I'm finally being able to, when you make this content stuff that I'm doing on the gram and TikTok, I've been throwing shit against the wall for years, you know? This and that and this and this. But it's nice to converge on something you truly give a fuck about. And maybe that's why it does better. Just because it's got that energy of actual, like, there's some passion behind it rather than being like, Staples, Home Depot, things you notice when you're at fucking Staples, right? I was just doing the corporate stuff before, like McDonald's this and that. Like, you know, that people like that, but it's just work. It's like at some point when you're a content creator, just, you know, because I do that as a commercial for people to come see me live, by the way, as America, as always. I don't have that anymore, do I? Did I fucking have that? No. Anyways, you know, Brooklyn, January or June 5th. Pull up next Wednesday, and then Philly on Thursday, and then the Thursday after that we are hitting motherfucking Seattle. Then the Friday after that, the 14th of June, is Chicago. Then Houston on the 20th of June, Austin on the 22nd, San Francisco on the 27th. I am excited to go in to the city that was such shitty audience that it made Bill Burr's career. Philadelphia. I'm fucking excited. I got a car rented. I rented a little 328 off Turo. Yeah. And it's funny. It reminds me of back in the day in Detroit. I would spend more on my car than I did on where I was living, which is pretty stupid, but what are you going to do? I got some nice deals. I'm trying to find a place in the Brooklyn area. I came by this one. Look, it's freaking... I was like 119. I was like, oh shit, okay, it's kind of like in the Brooklyn. Okay, so look at it. Turns out a cozy couch in East Williamsburg near a train. And then I love the photos. Multiple angles of the couch with 4 generic ass like styling photos above them. Look at this. Ooh, is that a maroon painted room with natural light and plants? Wow, this couch really is cozy looking. Look at the angles on this couch. Wow. You know what? I wasn't sold before this photo, and now I'm pretty sold. I like that you're right next to a furnace. What the fuck is going on in New York, man? What is going on? We found a spot near the airport, so we lucked out. It's crazy, man. I can't wait till the day that I can just have somebody deal with all the logistics. Just the amount of shit. You got to like book all the things. You got to book. You got to be like, okay, I'm going to take a train. You got to book the thing so it's not too far from the train station. And then you got to see where you arrive. Plan on how to get to where you're staying. Okay, you have a 4-hour gap. Okay, it's probably smart to have a car that day. Drive around. I've never gone to Philadelphia. And I've never... Philly map. Yeah, like I've never gone to Philadelphia. So I'm pretty actually excited to just have a car. I was going to try not to have a car and go real budget. But then looking at constant Uber costs and bus costs, I'm like, I'd rather just have a car. And it's a 328, which isn't, an amazing car, but now I'll at least be able to search up nice driving roads around Philadelphia and rip around and have some fun a little bit. It's an automatic, so that's a little bit of a bummer, but we'll have a little bit of fun. I haven't had a BMW in hand for quite some time. But after Philly, I'm going to go and check out DC, which is apparently one of the best comedy scenes in all of America, man. A lot of famous comedians say DC is not only Chappelle pretty much cut his teeth here, which I don't even know if that's the term. Cut his whatever the fuck. This is supposed to be the spot. Arlington, all these people live there. Baltimore, I'm gonna drive through, see what's Gucci with it. The rentals in Philly, and then see if I can catch some sets in DC, or at the very least go watch some shows, see who's ever out there. It's just exciting to actually be able to go into America. I feel like I know more about America, just because all of freaking pop culture is based off of it. Look at all the density of places, and then look at just the barren land that is above here. North Quebec, North Ontario, Manitoba. Canada, we keep all our shit. We try to keep it here near the border of America. That's what all the cities that are popping. Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton is a little far, but still popping. Saskatoon and Regina aren't even really popping. Saskatoon's okay. Is it Saskatoon up or low? Yeah, see, Saskatoon's not even... They're both not far from the border. That's probably just so shit's not that cold. Winnipeg, cold as all fuck. Pretty close to the border. And then obviously got Toronto, Montreal, and then over here. But now we're going to the south, baby. Ever since I did that Subaru video, I got people from Denver being like, come to Denver. And I'm like, I'm going to try to make it work. Hopefully I can find some booking rep if you're out there and stand-up comedy booking rep. Holla at your boy. I'll cut you off a little piece. I will cut you off a little piece. I'm a man of my word, and I'm a reasonable person. I'm a man of the people. I want everybody to eat. And I don't want to keep booking, and reaching out and doing this and that. But I am excited. I'll tell you this, because I've been to Seattle. I've been to Chicago. I've never been to Philly, never been to Washington. And I have a feeling, even though I don't have a show in D.C., I know it's probably going to be one of the best, because there's an energy to the capitals of cities, of countries. Washington, D.C. is going to have a very Ottawa vibe, and Ottawa is one of the best places to do comedy. There's something about that, like, there's a lot of government jobs, and they all understand that duality of, like, you need government, but this is obviously the most, the least competent, most wasteful sector of the country is government. So they kind of got, like, this sense of humor, and obviously the Capitol storming stuff, I got to find out about that. I wonder if there's going to be a Capitol storming like tour. Capitol storming tour. Is that a thing? U.S. Capitol Police banned building tours on day of riot. U.S. Capitol Police banned on day of riot after Democrats raised security concerns. Like, by the way, guys, if you look to your left, you will see thousands of middle-aged whites rioting. And to your right, that is the Lincoln Memorial. That wouldn't have gone well. That would not have gone well. Another couple days have passed and no updates on Diddy. What is going to take it to take this guy down? It's pretty exciting to see. Just someone kind of. We love to see people just get dethroned. Oh, I was searching this up earlier. I used to be the program manager of this AdBlue tank right here. So if you've never driven a diesel, you need to spray something called DEF exhaust fluid in there, or AdBlue, so it meets environmental regulations, because it's too dirty otherwise. And the tank that holds that liquid, I used to kind of be the program manager of it, and here it is. Because I just miss it, man. I kind of miss working with a team, just like having not even the good people, competent people you work with, but just the annoying, shitty ones too. You know, there's something about that after, like, when you're out of it, you kind of miss it. This is the tank right here. So this is the filler tube. And then breather tube. And I forget, this was if you flip it upside down, something. It's been so many years. But just looking at these blowout drawings, God, I love this shit, man. I fucking love this shit. Who would have known? Who would have known in another world? Maybe I'd still be doing some engineering shit. Here's the craziest part, though. Where is it? Yeah, look at this. $2,000 for this guy. I had a Bosch module in here. Bosch. It is a nightmare to work with Bosch as a supplier. They are too goddamn big. They're bigger than the OEM. But this guy, we used to sell it for $500. And back then, now it's all service. So now it's like when they need it, they got to run very low volume. So the cost is much higher to get it if they don't have existing stock. But I think we made it for like $200 or $300 and sold it for like around $500. And now it's $2,000 if you want to get it a service. Wild. That is it for me today. Again, if you are in the States, holla at your boy. I'm pulling up real soon. I'm excited about it. I just booked some shit today. Texas is going to be sick too. I'm really looking forward. I don't think I've ever been to Houston. I've done Austin a long time ago. Austin's going to be at the Cold Town Theater, which I did 5 years ago. And now I'm going to go back out and rent it this time. And hopefully there's a good turnout, man. Let's see how much the States likes this fucking comedy I do. Now I wonder if people are going to be coming out from these car videos like, dude, car stuff, bro. What about cars, bro? Dude, do the car thing, man. People during the job interviews were like, fucking Tim Hortons, right? I don't know. I already did the video. I don't know what you want me to say. But that's that. Toronto, this Friday, May 31st, I got 2 shows, 7:30 and 10, same spot, Free Times Cafe. As always, tickets at abbaswahab.com. Come out, y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Until next time, peace.
Watch this.